Hey guys, it is Shadow Programming here, and today we are going to be covering some components in NetBeans GUI Builder, aka in Swing. They are all Swing elements, but NetBeans has a drag and drop feature. So today we are going to be covering Jpanels, Jlabels, JtextArea's, and Jbuttons, and a few of the different pieces of code we can use with them. So we're going to start with the panel. Panels are great for keeping multiple components together so that they can be stored in one place so that they're not all, I don't know how to explain it, but like, so that instead of having like a whole list down here, you just have the JPanels. It's great for sorting it. So like, say you want a sidebar here with like buttons that bring you to different tabs. We will get into that in a future video as well. But it can be, so you can put all the buttons here or labels with an action event, or you can store different tabs in them and then use a card layout. They're great for a lot of things. You can also set, so if you go into the properties with NetBeans, you can set a background color. So it can be great for trying to get like a design going and setting a design without having to import anything, because unfortunately it doesn't just work in the JFrame with setting the background, so JPanels are great for that. So we are going to have a JPanel that takes up the entirety of the application. We are going to set its background color to white for no, let's go with a nice, yeah, a nice orangey color, just for purposes of the tutorial. We are then going to bring a Jlabel. So this is just for displaying text. You can go into the properties and so say you want it to be bigger and bold. Okay. You're going to want to change the color depending on your background. So let's go with black since it's a very bright background and you can't really see the white. And now we have this. And in NetBeans, you can just double click on the label and say and like put whatever you want there. So this is going to be a username label. And then you're going to want to drag it to the right size. And then my suggestion is to change the variable name. So for labels, I always do that. So like username LBL. And then we're gonna also want a not it. Is it a text? No, it's a text field. Sorry, my bad. You're gonna, oh, sorry. Yes, if you do double click on components, it will bring you to the source in NetBeans so that you can edit the code and such. But I like to set it to the same height and then maybe 250. I like an even number. And then you can edit the text and erase it. With the text areas, you do have to right click and do edit text. You can't just double click to edit it. And then it has a black background, which actually I kind of like. Let's see. I don't know if it'll still be black when we run the act. No, so even though it's appearing as black, that's just because I have the Darkula theme in NetBeans, but it is actually, it does retain a white background. I do actually like it with that, but you can like, some of the things you can edit in it is the background color, as shown earlier. You can make it so like people can't edit it. So if you just want to display text in it instead of like using a label, you can do that and then just disable it. You can change the positioning of the text, so you can set it to like the left, the center, the right. Leading and trailing are basically the same as left and right, respectively. You can also edit the text in here and give it tooltip text, which basically Tooltips are available for pretty much every swing element. And then if we launch and bring the app over, if we hover, it just pops up whatever the tooltip text is. It's good if like you have a comprehensive, like a very large app and it can be confusing for some people. But we are then going to just copy, oh wait, we're also going to want to rename this to, it's for username, so username text, I'm just going to go with. And then we're going to want to copy and paste them. And I'm just going to put them here. So there's a bit of a gap, but do they line up? They do. Okay, and then this is going to be password. Okay. That does happen, which can be annoying, but you can just space it back out and line everything up. This is then going to be renamed to password label. Did I do that right? Yes. And then this is going to be password txt. So this is actually a bit big for what we're doing. So I'm just going to make it a bit smaller. And then we are just going to grab a button and bring it in. And then how tall are you? 35. I like to make them match as best I can. And that just brought me to its action event. But we're going to edit the text, and for now it's just going to say print data, and we're going to make it larger. So maybe 24 will look good. Yeah. So then we're going to go and events, action. So so this is the action performed for when the button is pressed. We are going to do a print line that says username plus. Now we're going to do no, sorry, the sorry, the plus does not go in there. What the goes here? Plus username txt dot get text. So this is going to give us the text from the username, and it's going to print it next to it. And then we're just going to copy that, and we're going to do the same for the password. So password, and then password txt. So now if we run the app and bring it over, let's just say Crimson and password is shadow, and we're going to print the data, and there it's being printed. So you're going to want to use the get text in any way that like you want to use the data that the user inputs. So say it was a login system, you're going to want to retrieve the data and error check, verify, all that good stuff. But there are other ways and other things you can do. So we're going to copy this. We're going to edit the text to clear data, and I forgot to rename the button, so we are going to change this to print data button, and this is going to be clear data button, and then this one, events action performed. This one's action is going to be dot out. No, sorry, it is going to be username txt dot set text, and then you're just gonna put in empty quotation marks so it will set it to empty, Then we're going to do the same thing for password. And it is not a capital P. So now if we, sorry, this happens sometimes with NetBeans where you have to reselect and such. Now if we bring this over and we say crimson shadow, we can print the data, but we can also then clear the data and type in whatever else and print the data again and clear it. So those are the basics. Let me see, what else can we do with them? You can also, so instead of using buttons, hold on, let me just copy that and let's delete you. We're going to add another label down here. We're going to say edit text, clear data. We're going to go to properties. We're going to want this to be center to match the button above. And we're going to want the text to be black. Close. And then we're going to go to events. We're going to go to mouse click. And then we are going to paste those in. And then if we run it, we can again do whatever and then just click clear data and it will work. So you can use labels in place of buttons and add a bunch of different stuff to them to, like, you could have it inside a Jpanel, make your own custom component, which we will be covering, like making custom components inside a Jpanel and being able to use them throughout an application. That will be in an upcoming video. But yeah, those are the basics. So I hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned something. If you did, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. And let me know down below if there's anything else you want me to cover. I am going to be starting just programming videos as well, so covering variables, loops, all of that stuff of like just actually writing the code yourself. So it'll be more just building applications by writing the code instead of just using NetBeans drag and drop. But we will start at the basics. But yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell, and see you in the next one.